y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
How you doing? How you doing?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hey, we out here with the crew, trying to get some more loot. Got my back girl Bonnie right beside me.
Hey.
She going to rap a little bit.
No, I'm not. I'm not a freestyler. I cannot. I'm sorry.
Okay. Bring it back to me. No waist, no face. Don't let your face slip. It will be a disgrace.
We don't. Don't worry. We got that covered.
Yeah. This got some energy to it. I feel it. I feel it. How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling? We're getting ready to get started.
Yeah, and, welcome back, y'all.
We're back at it.
It's been a minute. It's been a while. It's a cool second, but we back.
Oh, yeah.
We back. Mass slip.
It is what it is. We're having a good time tonight. We're having a good time. Hope you guys are having a good time wherever you may be, where you're at, wherever you're going to be at, morning, evening, or in between. We're here for you, and we're going to bring it to you live. We got a couple of articles and stuff we're going to go over today, and then it's going to be just a bit of an open forum, really.
Yeah.
Still working on a way to get it live, but sorry, I'm a little hoarse there, but hyper is the only way we can really do it. By the time I get that figured out, she's going to be gone again. She's going back overseas 2 more times, actually. She just got back not too long ago. Feel free to not disclose. I already know you have to
I'm not. I'm not really saying much. Just know that I'm going to be away for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, we said that last time, and then she came back, and now she's back to do another video with us this evening. But then she's taking off again in less than a month. It is what it is. So, with that being said, let's get on into the nitty gritty. Now, you found some weird stuff.
I know.
So let's start with the first one, which is like the hot button issue all over. Let's just say the United States. How about that?
Yeah, because we don't know if it's global. It might be global because it was international people in there. But at the same time, I'm like, y'all.
Well, if you haven't figured out what it is by now, it's this.
Excuse me. Sorry, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Drank some soda.
Yeah.
Well, not soda, but sparkling.
Water.
Yeah. What's it called? Kombucha. You know how that it be bubbling.
Ocean Gate CEO Stockton Rush. Well, what a fucking name that is, right?
Right.
Added to
Stockton
the Wikipedia
Rush.
list of inventors killed by their own inventions. The CEO was among 5 passengers who died on the Titan submersible after it went missing on June 18th. While on a Titanic-bound excursion. I guess it became part of the Titanic, didn't it?
It did. Now it's going to be part of the
and this is the
memory
this
of
is the dude
Titanic.
here. And if you hear a large vibration seismic activity, we got some fat fucks upstairs. So
we have professional upstairs neighbors.
Yeah,
okay.
It is. Yeah.
Professional
I guess that's
upstairs
the
neighbors.
Is that the PC way of saying this now? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
We about to move soon, so whatever. But again, we got there's a lot going on. So things are in progress. Just bear with us.
Stockton Rush has been placed on Wikipedia's list of inventors that were killed by their own inventions. Rush, 61, is remembered on a list as a pilot, engineer, and businessman who oversaw the design and construction of the Ocean Gate submersible Titan. Intended to take tourists to view the wreck of the Titanic. Now, how fucking rich do you have to be? That's a fucking hobby. You just want to go see wreckage from decades ago. And we already know it's not the biggest ship in the world anymore.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, have you not seen Carnival Cruises?
Dude, those things are
Just saying.
Those things are pretty much like that's like a city. That's a hotel literally floating on
it's an armada.
the water. Like
it's a naval armada. If they turned all those civilians into actual trained soldiers, there would be an armada. It would be a fucking fleet. Well, I guess a fleet consists of more than one, but you get my general idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, his placement on the list lies after that of Thomas Andrews, who was the reported naval architect in charge of the plans for the Titanic, who died on board. His body was reportedly never recovered. Well, I mean, think of the time frame, right? Would it really?
Think of it. Who's gonna go over there to go get that?
And no, there's
if they're not eating already.
Yeah, it's fish food.
Fish don't play.
and we need to say this before we get into this. Like, we're not playing lightly with the dead. It's not that.
We're not. No,
that
is not our intent. If that's how y'all perceiving it, apologies. That is not our intention.
Yeah, that is not the intent. The intent is just to be like, Why is this making such headway? Other than, like, who cares? Did anyone not figure out what Biden did with his son? How he just kind of let him. I know, I saw the mass clip. It's fine. What he did with his son, how he just let him go with all those charges, and then they made a tweet.
I saw that video.
It was a Kodak Black. It's one of the rappers. I can't remember. And basically, his lawyer, it was a female, said had his daddy been white, you know, he would have got off, you know, no charges. Matter of fact, I probably should have that readied up because it was a real thing. They were making comparisons. A prolific rapper in the hip hop scene, had the same gun charges, right? And like almost 1-to-1, nearly, right?
Really?
And then next thing you know, they're saying, well, only why he got away with it because, you know, daddy's president and daddy's white. So it is what it is. We know what time it is. Most people who are cognizant know what time it is. Actually, I'm going to move this microphone just a little bit out the way. Okay. But let's move on with the rest of this article because, quite frankly, I'm not quite sure. Aside from what the few things they listed, because they still don't sound like, I know, mass slip. We got a bunch of those today. I'm going to be in the edit quite a bit. The thing is like, I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Unless it's one of those cover-ups. Like, there was something else going on, you know? That was ice.
I feel like it was because I feel like they're distracting the masses from something. I don't know what it is just yet, but I'm sure it'll pop up in the next
Aliens.
couple days or something. Like, something's being covered up right here because the way that they were talking about it all week, I was like, dude. They said, now looking back, they were like, oh, they heard the sound of the implosion 2 hours into the expedition. So I'm like, so then what was all this for?
Wait. 2 hours
into the expedition.
The expedition for them while they were alive, or expedition for the rescue attempt?
No, while they were alive. Hey, we can all look it up. That's what I heard. I could be wrong though, but if that's what was stated, then what was all this for? Like, I understand they went missing. That's sad. It's tragic.
Yeah, a teenager died down there.
Right. And I remember hearing about him not wanting to go. He was actually afraid, but he wanted it to be a bonding moment between him and his dad, so that's why he went.
Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then look what happened.
Got you at the bottom of the sea, mate. The OceanGate CEO was one of the 5 passengers who died on the Titan submersible after it went missing on June 18th while on the company's Titanic expedition to the historic underwater site. Rush was accompanied on the excursion by Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood and his son Suleiman Dawood, British businessman Hamish Harding, and French diver Paul Henry Negrelet?
I'm not gonna.
Negro.
What? What the fuck?
U.S. Coast Guard officials announced in a press conference on Thursday. Don't do that. That all 5 passengers were presumed dead after a remotely operated vehicle, ROV for short, from the Canadian vessel Horizon Arctic found pieces of it missing near the Titanic. So, like I said, I guess they really did become part of the Titanic. Here's the images of them.
Yeah.
That must be the Frenchman right here.
Because that's the pilot.
It's the Frenchman.
And who's that other dude?
Well, this is the CEO.
Yeah. Who's
This is the other guy. That's the Where are you at? I just saw your name, mate. Hold on. There he is. Hamish. That's Hamish. This is Hamish.
Okay, Hamish. Okay.
And then obviously the other 2 are Shahzad and those 2.
Right.
Because his father's son is quite.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Don't he look like a weird Bill Murray? Like that could be Bill Murray's dad. Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below.
That looked like that could be Bill Murray's
I'm gonna sit
dad,
on that one.
brother.
Sorry. I'm gonna just sit on that one for a second before I confirm.
cousin, brother from another mother.
I'm gonna sit on that one for a second.
Okay, let it
No
digest.
shade. I'm just
gonna let it digest.
I'm gonna let it. Yeah, I'm gonna let it digest for a second because I feel like he looks like not Bill Murray to me, but somebody else who's also famous, but I can't remember their name.
Robin Williams.
No, he looks like
I'm gonna give
He's
you
like
one
a
more.
Latino actor who's like, he always plays the older dad or grandpa in a lot of
Robert
like
De Niro?
no. I don't
Okay,
know.
moving on.
Yeah.
Nargelet's friend, Fred Hagen, shared with People that Rush created the Titan in order to explore the deepest depths. Again, goal accomplished. Of the ocean, and that he wanted to democratize the sea and open up to individuals. Now, how the hell are you going to do that? And they already said less than 20% of the damn bathymetry that is down there has been mapped.
It's like 5% of the ocean.
It's less. It's not even. It hasn't breached 10% or
Sorry.
20%. No, it's fine. There's a bunch of edit, whatever. But my thing is, it hasn't breached that. We know more about deep space than we do deep sea.
Yeah, because
And I remember hearing that when I was in grade school.
I remember that too. We've only explored 5% of the ocean.
Yeah, I remember studying about bathymetry and while I was studying my geology courses and everything else. And it was just like, okay, well, so much for going to space.
Yeah.
Let's just go there. It's much simpler.
The
'Cause you're dealing with
pressure down there is intense.
People, it's measured in atmospheres. Let that marinate for just a moment. It's not pounds. It's not fathoms. Atmospheres. Just walking around the surface is one atmo. If I recall correctly, and this isn't in the article, but perhaps it is, but it was over 300 atmospheres worth of pressure. 300 of Earth's atmospheres are weighing down on that vessel.
I would say maybe more than that.
The Titanic-bound excursions began in 2021 with a total of 18 dives planned, starting this summer. The photos, that's related, never mind. In a previous interview with Princeton University, Rush shared that his passion for the Titanic was based on a wealth of information waiting to be discovered. There's a lot of data on how these ships decay, he said. There are thousands of shipwrecks worldwide that sank with over 500,000 gallons of toxic substances, typically fuel oil. Speaking about Ocean Gate's expedition, he shared that part of what part of what we do is get people to appreciate that most of human history is underwater. Tell that to, what was it, Moses, Egypt, when that happened, the flood and the pharaohs and all that.
Ooh.
Now, you got a bit of a point.
What about the
Great
more
Deluge?
recent adventures of colonial expeditions?
I don't know what you're getting at, mate. What are you getting at?
The transatlantic slave and how they used to toss people over.
That's not underwater.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a debate with that. I mean,
Their spirits are still down there.
well, it's called Davy Jones's locker for a reason.
Yeah. And so imagine they're going over there to go into Davy Jones's locker.
I mean, you don't go
Right.
to Davy Jones's locker.
You're in there.
You end up getting placed there, yes.
So,
yeah.
and then something happens. And always something happens. Always. That, for me, personally, I don't really like the ocean. I honestly, my aversion to the ocean is so deep. I don't even eat seafood, low key. Like, my spirit actually rejects it. Like, I am not somebody who, like, I like the beach, but ocean, no. Like, I like looking at pretty water at the beach. I'm not going in the depths of the no, sir. I don't do ocean. I don't do.
I thought you were gonna
large bodies of water. No.
I could have swore you was gonna go with the Reichardt structure that I showed you recently, where the Atlantis was.
Yeah, you see, but that I feel like was a flood that went over it. Like, I don't think that was
the
ocean.
Great Deluge, where the waters broke free from Memphis.
Yeah.
Allegedly, we don't know. All the humans that did know are dead, and their friends are dead.
Unfortunately.
And those who come all the way up to this point were pretty much dead.
Right.
So we're gonna push on.
All right.
Yeah. So there's a picture of the submersible itself.
Yeah.
You would pay $250,000 to go in that.
And people said that wasn't even the right structure for it to be going to that depth because it's not a sphere. A sphere, it's equal pressure all over because it's a ball. But this one, like,
cylindrical.
You can have a weak point, and it'll just implode.
Yep.
And obviously that's what it did.
What you're talking about is basically what's called a bathysphere. It's where people go inside. It looks like a like you said, it's a sphere, and it's usually made of some type of alloy mixed with ceramic coating to allow the pressure to be encapsulated. So that way, like you said, it doesn't find stress points and weak points on something that's cylindrical like this. And like you got just that. And the internet is undefeated. Let's be clear.
Oh my gosh!
When I saw the Twitter memes,
I am so shook. In terms of like, wow, the internet is gonna internet no matter
no chill.
what. No matter
no chill.
what. The internet will never have chill. Just know that. Just know that. If you're looking for chill, do not do it on the internet. Just know that for sure.
The problem is, even if you don't want it on the internet, someone's gonna put it up on there for
That's
you.
the thing. That's the thing.
When I saw that they made fun of the sealing mechanism, how there was no gaskets, it was just a basic DeWalt drill with some hex screws to fasten this. I use more pound square inch when tightening my tires and lug nuts. Let me clarify that. Not my actual tire, not the rubber. I'm talking about the wheel itself when you put it onto the drive shaft. There's more pounds or torque, because I think it's also measured in torque. Remember that bar I showed you? And you can get the perfect amount of hand torque placed onto it. That way you don't overstrip the studs that sit inside. I'm getting off the subject. My thing is, when they pointed out that and they showed the video, they said, "Old boy was already." He's like, "That was your last chance to get out," and he saw it. And then when you look at his eyes, when they basically brought a DeWalt drill, not sponsored by DeWalt, just saying, I use DeWalt, and he saw that this was only being sealed with a cordless drill. That was your last moment. That was it. You could have just backed out. Hey, look, $250,000 to a millionaire, billionaire.
Ain't nothing.
It ain't. It's a sneeze.
your
You'll make
lunch.
that back in a month. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
lunch.
Look at it this way. You could just write it off as like, oh, this is a charitable donation to your cause. That's how you could just digest it and process it, and you can feel like your ego's not stricken because you didn't want to go down into the depths below to, basically lose everything you probably worked very hard for.
Right.
If you're one of those people, unless you're one of the latchkey kids who got everything handed, even still,
because you have the money now for life to be on.
Your
easy
life
mode.
is set.
You're literally living life on easy mode. So in order for you to live your life on easy mode, you still have to be alive. Unfortunately,
indeed, that is a major component of it. I would say.
It's curious why billionaires like to do really dangerous activities, because it's like,
for the thrill.
I get that you have the money to do that, but like, isn't the whole point so you can live, so you can enjoy it, as opposed to like risking your life and then if something happens, then it's like, what are your billions going to do? Now it's going somewhere else, because you obviously can't enjoy it in the next phase of existence. So
the Egyptians thought they could.
I'm sure they found out now.
Moving on. If you think about it from an archaeological perspective, if you had a caravan of precious items, records, books, gold, or whatever, and you were snowed in on the passes of Mongolia, all that stuff got stolen, pillaged. If you're a ship carrying King Herod's possessions to Rome and you sank, it's still there, he said. So you're not there for archaeology. You're there trying to get some fucking loot, man.
Oh, that reminds me. I saw an article where they said the reason why we don't find a lot of mummies is because they used to eat them.
Egyptians.
They used to eat the Egyptians. No, the colonial explorers, so the Europeans that went into Egypt in like the 1800s and 17. Well, not 1800s. When was Napoleon? When was he? When was Napoleon around? Was that 1700s? What was he? 1500s? Wherever Napoleon existed, around that era when they were all going to Egypt, they were eating them. They were eating them. Eating the mummies. Hey, talk about beef jerky.
Napoleon
Aye.
reigned from he existed in the late 1700s to early 1800s.
Okay, so that's not that was not that long ago.
So
y'all.
you're saying, because we're getting off, we got off on tangents. You're saying
about the Egyptians
they
and
eat
stuff.
mummies.
They
Who?
were eating mummies because
Europeans.
when they were going there, that's why we don't find a lot of them. European colonial explorers visiting Egypt. Why? There's no Z there.
Whoops. Well, it's mummies.
Yeah, because it's definitely not gonna find it. Yeah. See.
What the fuck?
See, I'm not lying.
Dude, wait, shut up. Because this is damn ridiculous. This is everything Paul Mooney was talking about.
I said I wasn't lying.
Like, what the fuck?
Did I lie? Google is right there, y'all.
Hold on.
Proof is right.
Let me zoom in on this.
I'm not even. So yeah, that's why I said that. Eating them.
Stop it.
Yo.
Let me read it. Oh Lord, it's in Science Magazine. Oh no. oh no. It's in the Smithsonian.
I told you, I'm not freaking lying. That's why they said you can't find a lot of them, is because they were eating them.
Look, if you know anything about Donald's past, you know that they did. You know, white folks are used to doing cannibalism and whatnot because this is part of their nature. But this is something else. This is on a whole nother level. We know we got to go to it now.
Go ahead.
I was just going to read this bit right here, but then oh my God, is this from National Geographic?
The look on your face. Are you shocked? Is this new to you? Are you not? Oh, I'm sorry. I know this is blowing your mind. I am, sorry. That is crazy. But yeah, this is.
So that means.
They're eating them. Okay, continue.
I really don't want to do this.
You want to do what?
I don't even want to. This is fucking nuts.
Is it knucking futz? Okay, sorry. If y'all get that reference. Okay.
I need a drink.
All right. I guess we'll be back, y'all.
No.
No?
You're gonna read.
What am I reading?
I'm gonna take a moment and just read the first paragraph, if you would.
If it will let me.
Here, just use the up and down arrow, okay?
Okay.
Because this is very sensitive. I haven't calibrated that.
15th century means 1400s, right?
I need a drink.
He'll be back. I didn't know he didn't know, y'all. This is news to me, too. I didn't know he didn't know. We're finding out together. All right. So, feeling ill? In 15th century Europe, the remedy for your headache, stomach ailment, or cancer might come with the sight of Egyptian mummy. For centuries, embalmed bodies were prized across the continent for not their historical value, but for the purported medical benefits. Here's the surprising reason that people once craved and ate mummies. The practice of consuming parts of ancient Egyptian mummies and later embalmed corpses of all kinds began in the 11th century. So that's the thousands, y'all. So literally 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago. Well, it's probably more than that, but literally like 1,000 years ago it started. That's crazy. It started 1,000 years ago. Whoa, that's wild. Anyways, what started it all, writes historian Karl Dannerfeld, was a series of mistranslations and misunderstandings. Are we going to be able to see the rest of this?
No, because they want us to
want us to
for it.
subscribe. Well, that was juicy little tidbit right there.
It did enough, mate. It did enough. It did fucking enough. No, it just makes you think. Look, you know, remember all the fucking videos that was coming out that one year where it's like, oh, we found this pharaoh and we found this motherfucker, and then they started opening up the coffins and shit. So that makes me think, did they start eating them too?
I mean, who's to say?
Fuck.
They have them in their museums. I don't know. The body could not be there, and it could just be the sarcophagus. I don't know. Would it surprise you if they? I wouldn't be surprised.
So
They do that even to bodies.
wait. It's. You know, if you ever been to a museum, they say that they can spot a fake, right?
Sure.
Like it's not the genuine article.
Mm-hmm.
So all the ones that were copies, replicas, were they eaten? They wanted that age-old jerky.
Hey, they wanted to have at least, what would that be? 2 millennia aged human flesh. You know.
What about the prions?
What are the prions?
Prions, okay, for people who don't know about prions, if you eat another human being, you end up ingesting what's called prions, and it makes you deathly ill.
I mean, would that surprise you?
How the fuck do they survive?
You gotta ask them. I don't know. You gotta ask them because I really don't know. Again, this is not my culture, I don't know. I don't know.
The term prions refers to abnormal pathogenic agents that are transmissible and are able to induce abnormal folding of the specific normal cellular proteins called prion proteins that are found mostly abundantly in the brain. The function of these normal prion proteins are not completely understood. And how do you get this? Is because people eat people.
So being a cannibal, which is
not
recommended, y'all, and should not be done. If you can avoid it, please do. You should be avoiding it actively. And also technically in society, like passively, but hey, I don't know where you live. I don't know your government. I don't know your regulations. So
there you go.
But
Kuru.
So what if you just don't eat that part and they eat the muscle? Because you know they're probably not going to eat the...
I don't know. You brought on something new. We segued so far, right?
Yeah, we did.
Jesus. Okay, let's pull it back a bit. Yeah, this might have been... To me, it's not the fact that I'm learning about this, and it's obviously I'm not shocked that... Well, maybe I looked shocked. It's more so... Damn, what haven't they done?
What do you...
I already knew those people they're cannibals. I know this. We've seen stories. We've seen the cavemen. We know about the Davinians. We know about all the other...
Do we know about the delectable Negro?
Yes.
Okay.
Hell, they found a chair that was made out of black people's skin.
And hair.
Oh, so you saw that one too then?
Yeah. So, y'all, I'm not surprised about anything. I'm like, that seems right up somebody's alley. If
Yeah,
they're already displaying behavior like that, why would you be surprised about anything
Because
else?
these things were already embalmed. They already had other chemicals in them.
I mean, hey, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, but again, this is not my culture, not my people. I don't know what to tell you, but I don't know. They obviously survived. Or maybe did they?
The Wikipedia list also includes Cowper Phillips Coles, a Royal Navy captain who reportedly drowned in the sinking of the HMS Captain, a masted tourist ship of his own design, and German-American inventor Julius, I know it's Julius, H. Kroll, who is thought to have died from decompression sickness after experimental dives with the submarine explorer he reportedly constructed and co-designed.
Do you guys know what decompression sickness is, y'all? If not, you can look it up too.
I'm pretty sure our target demographic doesn't even have the funds to go anywhere near water. And
you don't need to have water to know what it is. Because I'm never ever gonna be a scuba diver, but I know what you need to go scuba diving. I know what it takes. I know what decompression sickness is. It's when you go too far deep into the ocean,
get the bins.
And then if you come up too quickly, little pockets of air bubbles because you've been down so far down that all of the, what's it called? The pressure, all the blood, it called? The blood vessels and everything.
They expand.
They expand too quickly, and you have bubbles in your blood, and you are not ever supposed to have bubbles in your blood, y'all. Yep. That's hella dangerous. Clearly, like you could obviously die. Well, so imagine having bubbles all over.
Why do you think, for people who don't know, why do you think if you've flown, cabins are pressurized?
Yeah, they have to be. Yeah. Like our bodies are regulated. Whether we think about it or not, like they're regulated. They have to be at a certain pressure, certain level,
yeah.
certain temperature. Like we all know, like we're all
98.6.
like 98. Yeah, all of us are around. Like it takes certain things to maintain your body. So if you're in a different atmosphere or a different environment that could compromise that, you got to account for that. You're in the ocean.
Or negate
We're not
it.
ocean creatures. Okay.
Used to be.
Okay. Are we?
Look at a human when it's born. You have tails.
Okay.
What, you want to pull up a picture?
No, I'm cool. Because
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
you humans know you have
What do you mean, you human? Are you, who are you? Are you human?
Humans have tails that basically fall off like tadpoles do when they lose their tail, become frogs. It's like a biogenesis that happens, and then you metamorphose into something else.
Right. So, I mean, I get your point with that, though. Because, yeah, they're in water. Babies are in water while they're developing.
Y'all, you had gills before you became a fully fledged human.
But once you are born, you're in the air.
You lose it.
You're in the air. So now you go back over there, you're not going to have those same advantages, right? So now you're going down 13,000 feet into the ocean, which is pretty freaking deep. How long do they say? They said that that's 6 miles deep. That's pretty deep to be going into the water.
The People article didn't really give a lot of scientific.
Well,
they know their audience.
I mean, it's people.
They know their audience.
They just know the juicy gossip part. That's what they know. They know surface level stuff.
So moving forward.
But yeah.
You found this. What's this?
So this was an article that I just randomly ran across, and I wanted to see what it was about. It said to turn off your iPhone for 5 minutes. Australian PM echoes cybersecurity advice. So, Australia's Prime Minister has echoed the advice of cybersecurity professionals in recommending that you turn off your iPhone for 5 minutes every night. No, it's not so you can reduce your daily screen time from 23 hours and 55 minutes. They have a lot of pocket for that. But to stop any spyware that may be running in the background on your device. I thought Apples and Macs and stuff couldn't get hacked.
That's what they tell you.
That's what they tell you. But clearly, okay, so turn off
Day zero virus.
The idea that you should periodically force quit apps in order to improve the performance of your iPhone has been one of the persistent myths among non-techies, but rebooting your phone is different. By closing all background processes, it can offer at least some degree of privacy protection against spyware.
So essentially, in not so many fucking words, right? Not to you, I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
But in not so many damn words, if you turn off your phone and restart it, the only way that spyware gets activated against if you open that application. Now, the problem is you just don't know what application it was, the one that was causing spyware to even activate or run that .exe file, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, carry on.
So the Guardian reports that Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, sorry if I'm butchering the name, I don't know anybody in Australian name, offered the advice while announcing a new security appointment. Is it Albanese?
I'm just messaging you.
Oh, I don't know how to pronounce his name. So
the
Prime Minister has told residents that they should turn off their smartphones once turn off and on. Sorry, I need my glasses on and I don't have. Okay.
No, you do have your glasses on.
I have my glasses on, but I need my actual glasses on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sorry, we're going to repeat that. All right, so the Prime Minister has told residents that they should turn their smartphones off and on once a day as cybersecurity measure, and tech experts agree. Albanese, I don't know if I said it right, said the country needed to be proactive to thwart cyber risk as he announced the appointment of Australia's inaugural National Cybersecurity Coordinator. We all have the responsibility. Simple things: turn off your phone every night for 5 minutes. For people watching this, do this every 24 hours. Do it while you're brushing your teeth or whatever you're doing. All right.
Oh, that's the bottom of the article. Now it's talking about comments.
Yeah.
So essentially, look, anything with a. I'll sleep with this. That way, there's no cross wiring. Android or iOS. None of them are safe. Don't buy into the hype. The fact of the matter is, even with iMessage, they tout encryption and all that shit. Guess what? You got a SIM card. You got a mobile provider. You're going to have to use their satellites to send the information. Oh, I don't need that. I just okay. You got Wi-Fi? Yeah. Well, do you have an internet provider? Yeah. I'm going to get the crossbow. Can I get the crossbow?
No.
Okay. How about now?
No.
Now?
Next article. Or what are your thoughts?
As a person who uses both operating systems, I still would choose, and you know this because July is next month. You know I'm getting ready to switch back over and do my permanent move. Yes. Yes. I'm going back to Android.
I thought you said you were going back to Apple.
Apple for this.
Okay.
Sorry, lass. I like being able to have free shit.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, what do you feel on top of right now?
No, I don't. I mean, go ahead. No more FaceTime.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You can FaceTime with Android. All right, now back up. Go ahead and back up.
Okay, come here. Come here.
Thank
Come
you.
here. It's not as clear.
Okay, wait. Come here. Come here. I know what you're saying. Back up. Come here. Come here. It's better. Okay, back up. Back up. Back up.
One more time. Still not as clear. All right. Next
All right,
case.
wait. Come here. Let me holler at you for one more second. Let me holler at you for a second. She used the same argument, which was simplistic, like Apple devices. Android is superior when it comes to camera quality and manual controls. And, come here a little closer, come here. At least with Android, the ones that still have the SD card slot, you can still save your pictures and everything you want locally, and Apple doesn't have to see a word of it. Or Android, or Google. All right, you can back up now. Go. Enjoy the show. Yeah.
Next article.
Decades-long bet on consciousness ends, and its philosopher 1, neuroscientist 0. Christoph. Oh, what kind of name? Is that Christoph Koch? Wait, is it Christ of Cock? Is that what that says? Does it really say Christ of Cock? He's the cock to end all cocks. They gotta fix that formatting, mate. Look at it. Look at it.
Oh my God.
There's so many
I
mass
don't
slips
know,
in this
y'all. I don't know. No shade. Damn. Okay.
Christoph. Have you heard of my Lord and Savior, Christoph Koch? He comes to save the day.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep going. He wagered.
He rubs off on you quite a bit. But he can be quite stiff in his rules. Dare I say, he's usually covered and very rarely out of his sheath. But beware, if you turn the other cheek, he will mushroom slap you. This is Christ of Cock. That is interesting. That was interesting. It didn't know. It's because of the microphone. You got to move to the side. You got to move. I wish I could show you this. It's going to be a right in the edit.
That was scary.
That was some exorcist shit right there. That was next level exorcist shit.
That was hella scary. I'm not real. That's what I'm moving.
That was some exorcist shit. I'm not even going to
That stupid iPhone.
Like it. See, she fucking said it. She fucking said it. I knew it. I knew it. And this has come from a person who actually used fucking galaxies. You. Yeah, you. And here's the kicker. She was a fan of BlackBerry.
I used to love my BlackBerry back in the day.
Anyways.
Was a time. Okay, what was your BB thing?
Let's move on. We had I appreciate the banter. I like it. It's a good show. Christoph Koch wagered David Chalmers 25 years ago that researchers would learn how the brain achieves consciousness now. But the quest continues.
So he made a bet.
You know, this I might have to fix it. Hold on, folks. I'm going to have to go ahead and just reject. Is there a reject? Yeah,
reject non-essential cookies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, it literally took up almost half the screen.
Did.
So I had to do something.
Thank you.
Yeah, the at least the National Grid Factor one, it was a short little abstract, so we can be in and out. Anyways, let me see. What did I miss? Okay, this is a mapping of basically axons inside the human.
This is what your neuron cells. This is what your brain looks like on a microscopic level.
And this is what your brain looks like on drugs. Roll the clip. I'm kidding. This isn't Family Guy. Anyways, the 25-year science wager has come to an end. In 1998, neuroscientist Christoph bet philosopher David that the mechanism by which the brain's neurons produce consciousness would be discovered by 2023. Both scientists agreed publicly on the 23rd of June, an annual meeting of the Association for the Scientific Study of Consciousness, the ASS, in New York City, that is still an ongoing quest, and declared Chalmers the winner. What ultimately helped to settle the best bet was a key study testing two leading hypotheses about the neural basis of consciousness. I think I've had a bit of much to drink, whose findings were unveiled at the conference. It was always relatively good bet for me and a bold bet for Christoph, says Chalmers, who is now they're still alive. Who is now co-director of the Center of Mind. There was a yawn in mid-sentence. We might have to kill the fan. Hopefully that wasn't getting picked up. It was always a relatively good bet for me and a bold bet for Christoph, says Chalmers, who is now co-director of the Center for the Mind, Brain and Consciousness at New York University. But he also says that this isn't the end of the story, and that answer will come eventually. There's been a lot of progress in the field. They never even say what the wager was. Maybe we can get to it.
I think we're going to, hopefully we will. Can you take this thing off?
Oh, the bottom. Yeah, I didn't see it pop up.
Yeah,
because I'm reading.
Anyways,
the consciousness, the great wager, the consciousness is everything a person experiences, what they taste, hear, feel, and more. It is what gives meaning and value to our lives, Chalmers says. Despite a vast effort and a 25-year bet, researchers still don't understand how our brains produce it, however. It started off as a very big philosophical mystery, Chalmers adds, but over the years it's gradually been transmuting into, if not a scientific mystery, at least one that we can get a partial grip on scientifically. I mean, it is his name. Koch, a meritorious investigator at the Allen Institute for Brain Science in Seattle, Washington, began his search for the neural footprints of consciousness in the 1980s. Since then, he has been invested in identifying the bits and pieces of the brain that are really essential, really necessary to ultimately generate a feeling of seeing or hearing or wanting, as he puts it. At the time, Koch proposed the bet. Certain technology. I might need to stop saying that. People are going to be sus.
Yeah.
The joke's over. That's the last time I'm doing that one.
Okay.
But certain technological advances made him optimistic about solving the mystery sooner rather than later. Functional magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI, or fMRI, which measures small changes in blood flow that occur with brain activity, was taken laboratories by storm. And optogenetics, which allows scientists to simulate specific sets of neurons in the brains of animals such as non-human primates, had come on the scene. Koch was a young assistant professor at the California Institute of Technology. Oh, that's down the street.
Yeah, in Pasadena.
Yeah, it's down the street. At the time, I was very taken by all these techniques, he says. I thought 25 years from now, no problem.
Little did he know.
Little did he know, yeah. You know,
there's gonna be 2 recessions and a pandemic in that 25 years, homie.
mate, you had no clue what was coming down the pipeline. You didn't.
And that was before 9/11. Oh wow, the world has changed a lot in 25 years.
It has. Adversarial collaboration. For many years, the bet was mostly forgotten. That is, until a few years ago, somebody fucking snitched. Somebody was like in the break room, like, "Hey, yo, nigga, you know these 2 niggas was talking about betting, and you know over there, Clark here."
I mean, let's see.
Let's see.
Get you on what? It was 6. What is the date? 23/6/23, as in June 23rd, 2023. They've said, "Okay, bet." They literally said, "Okay, bet."
Yep. That is until a few years ago when it resurfaced by Per Snapperud. What it was, Snapperud. He's whatever. A scientific journalist based in Stockholm who interviewed Chalmers back in '98. He's recording of the chat, reminding the pair of terms that they had set a wager in a case for wine. Come here. You niggas was betting over some wine. That's it. That was a wager. A case of wine. How much is a case of wine?
I mean, it aged over 25 years, so maybe it's worth a lot.
How much is a decent case of wine?
Not sure. I'm not really a drinker, so I can't really tell you.
Back up.
Somebody let us know in the comments, and then let us know, because I actually would like to know. I really don't know. How much would that be?
Around that time, both Cork and Chalmers had become involved in a large project supported by the Templeton World Charity Foundation based in Nassau, the Bahamas, aiming to accelerate research on consciousness. The goal was to set up a series of adversarial experiments to test various hypotheses of consciousness by getting rival researchers to collaborate on the study's design. If their predictions didn't come true, this would be a serious challenge for their theories, Chalmers says. The findings from one of the experiments, which involved several researchers, including Cork and Chalmers, were revealed on Friday at the Ask meeting. It tested 2 of the leading hypotheses, integrated information theory, IIT, and global network workspace theory, GNWT. IIT proposes that consciousness is a structure in the brain formed by a specific type of neural connectivity that is active for as long as a certain experience, such as looking at an image, is occurring. This structure is thought to be found in the posterior cortex at the back of the brain. On the other hand, the newt, I'm just going to say newt for short because I think that's what it kind of spells with all consonants, suggests that consciousness arises when information is broadcast to areas of the brain through an interconnected network. The transmission, according to the theory, happens to be the beginning and the end of the experience and involves the prefrontal cortex at the front of the brain. 6 independent laboratories conducted the adversarial experiment. They love that word adversarial, don't they? They really want to stick it to him.
They want to make sure he knows.
Yeah. Follow a pre-registered protocol using a various complementary method to measure brain activity. The results, which haven't yet been peer-reviewed, didn't perfectly match either of the theories. No, go figure. The thing you thought was going to do a thing, what you thought it was, it ain't. This tells us both theories need to be revised, says Lucia Meloni. She's got to be Italian, right?
Italian. Sounds
right?
Italian. It's giving
a neuroscientist
giving Italian.
At the Max Planck Institute. I heard of Max Planck. For empirical aesthetics in Frankfurt, Germany. You know, Hitler's stomping grounds. What? It's history. Get the fuck out of here. And one of the researchers involved. But to the extent of the revision is slightly different for each theory. Unfulfilled predictions. We're getting to the bottom of the article, folks. Here we go. With retrospect to IIT, what we observe is that, indeed, areas of the posterior cortex do contain information in a sustained manner, Maloney says, adding that the findings seem to suggest that the structure postulated by theory is being observed. But the researchers didn't find evidence of sustained synchronization between different areas of the brain, as had been predicted. So, as a psychology major, what does that tell you? Would that be part of the DSM, the saying that the consciousness, even though it's being active in a sense that, hey, it's recording everything, but it isn't necessarily producing anything? What is that? What does your training tell you about that?
So for my humble opinion, I would have to say that, and I don't know if you guys can hear me that well.
Yeah, the levels look good.
Okay. I would say that I think there needs to be more research on the brain itself before they'll be able to find that connection between how it produces consciousness. Because consciousness is also like a spiritual thing, but there obviously is a structure in the brain that would provide that. So they got to do a little bit more research. When they do, I hope they get the correct answer and not something that's kind of.
But do you
off.
Trust the answer that's given?
On this one, or the answer
I'm saying
when they do?
These people we know, not their
Not
backgrounds.
from them. No, not from them.
Well, who else can we trust? Because niggas ain't doing this.
I mean,
Let's be quite honest.
You never know. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next 100 years, so I'm not gonna say they're not.
True, but we're talking about in the interim of now.
They're not doing it right now to our knowledge, but I think that it's because we kind of already know where it comes from, but we are not gonna go into the brain and actually point it out. We just know that it's there. Consciousness is consciousness is your experience, right? Living in your body, experiencing the world, going on your day-to-day, like your internal universe and your external universe. That's consciousness, right?
Yeah.
And able to, relate the two. Like internally, you could be feeling a way, but externally, things could be going on, right? Consciousness is making you aware of that, and also recording both, and also being aware of everything that's happening internally, externally. Even in sleep. Because sleep is like when your consciousness is throwing stuff back to you. So even though they're saying it's not producing anything, I'm like, what about sleep? It's going to be producing stuff because you're literally sleeping.
It's three worlds.
It's more activity than even when you're awake.
Yeah, it's three worlds. You have the unconscious mind, you have the conscious mind, then you have the subconscious.
Yeah, so I'm like, like I said, they got to do a little bit more research. For me, I know where it comes from on a different level. I don't know scientifically and like where it is on the brain. I'm not going to claim I do, so whatever. But on the other end, yeah. So, let them do some more research, and then, let us know what you find.
In terms of the newt, the researchers found that some aspects of consciousness, but not all of them, could be identified in the prefrontal cortex. Additionally, these experiments found evidence of the broadcasting postulated by advocates of the theory, but only at the beginning of an experience, not also at the end as been predicted. So interesting. So this one actually produced more, but they couldn't replicate anything past the intro. So imagine you getting stimulated in more ways than one, but the thing is, the ending result is never what's predicted. It's not even close to what you calculated. So what does that mean?
That means
at least to you in your field.
To me, I feel like this proves how humans are not ever going to know everything about everything.
Well, that's a given.
But like even in terms like, yeah, you could do all the study and whatever, but you're not gonna find out the nitty gritty on that level.
You mean like the extra granularity of everything?
The thing that makes it. Like, you know how when someone's like, oh, you got the it factor, we don't know what the it factor is. You're not gonna find what the it factor is when it comes to all this stuff.
It's exclusive to that person.
It's exclusive to that entity that created it. So I feel like sure, like, but you're not gonna find what that is. I don't think. Cool, you can keep searching, digging, like, do whatever, but I'm just like, I don't think ever gonna find what that is. I feel like that's the serious line of demarcation between a mortal and an immortal entity, and I feel like that is the clear line right there.
What's weird is, because this is going to go in what you're talking about right now with the clear lining of definition, it's saying that the newt fared a bit worse than IT during the experiment. That's strange, because they just said right here, bam, right there. Experiments found evidence. They found evidence of the broadcasting postulated by advocates of the theory. But then they turn around and just say it fared worse than this. I'm gonna finish the article because this is where it's like when you read these scientific articles and they try to say there's no ego or biases in this shit, right? They swear up and down, no, it's scientific, it's peer reviewed. But if that peer doesn't like your bum ass, then he's gonna say no.
He's gonna be like, oh, I don't see how this can correlate,
or even
I don't see how this can work out.
even if they do agree with the results, they were reworded to the sense where it may sound like it didn't.
Mm-hmm. If they want to hate on you, they can hate on you. Pretty much.
Look how far along we got into this article before they actually started saying that, okay, well, we're not saying that Gwent isn't true. They're in favor of double IT. Now, I'm not going to go back over articles. I don't remember these people's names like that. I remember Christoph and Chalmers, but I don't know who was who. And maybe they'll talk about it in the bottom, but I have a feeling whoever's more popular, kind of like high school, they're going to get the favoritism. Yeah. So let's finish it up here. The other experiments are underway. As part of the Templeton Foundation initiative, Clark is involved in a study testing double IT and Gwent in the brains of animal modules. And Chalmers is working on another project evaluating two other hypotheses of consciousness. It's rare to have two proponents of competing theories come together at the table and be open to having their predictions tested by independent researchers, Maloney says. That took a lot of courage and trust from him. See what I'm saying? That ego shit. It's the same. Well, I'm not going to dox him on this channel. It's the same thing I told you about Old Boy. Same shit. Never mind. But it's the same shit. It's the same shit. You ask a simple question and it challenges their academic prowess from a layman at the time, and all of a sudden everything gets blown out of fucking proportion. And egos get involved, and all of a sudden we're not talking anymore.
I mean, hey.
Whatever. She thinks that the projects like these are essential for the advancement of science. As for the bet, Cork was reluctant to admit defeat. See, why are you saying this? There was no defeat. Other than the fact that, it didn't happen on the date that it was supposed to happen.
That was the bet.
See, you're right. No, you're right. I got more caught up with the two different styles, the two different theories about. That's why I was like, where's the defeat? They just said that one wasn't. Okay, that was my bad. My bad. That was my bad. Was reluctant to admit defeat the day before the ass session. Ass session. That's a. He bought a case of fine Portuguese wine to honor his commitment. Would he consider another wager? I doubled down, he says. Damn, okay. 25 years from now is realistic because the techniques are getting better, and I can't wait much longer than 25 years given my age. Okay, he's an old fuck. Got it.
Yeah, because they already were old 25 years ago. So then now add 25 years to their age. Boom, that's another quarter century on their age. Like, you're just
it might happen
that much
sooner
closer
because Moore's law every 6 months something gets more in bands. So he might actually.
That's why he was like in 25 years I can see from now. So they should have said 50 years. That should have been the initial bet.
50 would have covered it. I would assume. Because
then they can really be like, okay, yeah.
All right.
And if by then it's like.
We're on our last article, and
yes,
you brought up something from Screen Rant.
So
why'd you do this?
This is a bonus article. So if you guys have seen Inception, you guys know how trippy that movie is, right? You guys know how it's like a dream within a dream within a dream, and then the time when you go deeper into the dream, the time slows down even more. So you could spend like a year in one dream, but it'll only be like a second in another dream if you go down. It's crazy. So they're saying that the who's Christopher Nolan? Is he the creator of the director? Okay. Director Christopher Nolan explains Inception's ending meaning, and he clarifies intent 13 years later. So this thing came out 13 years ago. So it came out in 2010. Dang. Okay. So the ending of Christopher Nolan's Inception is famously very ambiguous, and the director now finally explains what it means and his intent. So 13 years after the release of Inception, director Christopher Nolan now finally explains the ambiguous ending's real meaning and his intent. Many of Nolan's movies are mind-bending in their own unique ways, but perhaps none greater than Inception. His film about a heist taking place in multiple different levels of dreams, the film famously ends with Leonardo DiCaprio's Cobb seemingly reunited with his family, but it's unclear if it's really happening or if it's all taking place within a dream. Now, Nolan has clarified his approach to the ambiguous Inception ending. In an interview with Wired, While not actually revealing whether Cobb is dreaming or not, the director reveals that to him that may not ultimately be important relative to the character's emotional journey. Check out. Okay, so let's read the quote. I mean, the end of Inception, it's exactly that. There is a nihilistic view of that ending, right? But also, he's moved on and is with his kids. The ambiguity is not an emotional ambiguity, it's an intellectual one for the audience. Oh.
Did you get that?
I don't know if I like that.
It's okay. It's okay.
I get it, but I don't know if I like that. Because that means you can interpret it any way you want. I don't want... Damn.
It's open-ended.
It's open-ended. I mean, that's cool because it is a very trippy-ass movie, but damn. Okay. Is this part of the same article? Because this has a different name. Let's see.
Oh, it's...
is it?
It's related.
Okay, so let's read the title. It doesn't matter if Cobb's ending is a dream in Inception. Okay. When audience first meet DiCaprio's hero in Inception, he's a man separated from his children, unable to return to them because he's wanted for his involvement in his wife's death. Not only is he wanted by external forces, but his mind is also prisoned by guilt. Oh, so he did kill her. Okay. In order to convince his wife.
Mal.
Okay. I was like, am I saying that correctly? Okay, yeah, Mal. Thank you. In order to convince his wife Mal to abandon the life they had built for themselves in limbo, essentially an infinite subconscious dreamscape, Cobb incepted the idea into her mind that their world wasn't real. Okay, and they got a little YouTube clip, and we'll watch that after this. While he succeeds in getting Mal to leave limbo, the idea he planted into her head took hold so strongly that she ends up killing herself in real life in order to escape an existence that she still believes is a dream. Oh. See, I didn't really know all that when I watched it because I watched it when I was younger. I didn't know what was going on. That makes a lot of sense. Wow. Okay. Shoot, where are we? Okay, Cobb carries this guilt with him throughout the film, which is further complicated by the fact that when he dreams about his children, he can't see their faces, a haunting reminder of how he has abandoned them. After pulling off a complex multi-layered dream heist, being reborn in limbo, and being cleared of wanting status, Cobb finally returns home to his children. Inception ends with his emotional journey complete. He's free to live his life with his children, not only absolved of his legal problems, but also of thoughts and guilt that haunted him for so long. He may well be dreaming at the end of Inception, although there are clues to suggest that he isn't. But he ultimately looks away from the spinning totem because he has now found peace. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I guess we can watch this little clip right here. This is from Movie Clips. We don't own the rights to this, so don't come for us.
Welcome home, Mr. Cobb.
Thank you, sir.
It's got to be Hans Zimmerman on the soundtrack.
Who?
Hans Zimmerman.
Oh, okay.
Motherfucker's always some old British dude that has all the secrets from the royal family.
He really is.
Motherfuckers in Transformers, motherfuckers in Inception, motherfuckers in Kingsman.
He's in all the classic movies. All of them.
I'm sure he's in 007 too.
I'm sure. Oh, look who's here. Oh, can we see? He can see their faces.
Sorry about that. I just realized that the music was
super loud.
It came through the other microphone, so I'm not to mute it through the editing.
Aw. Aw. Oh. Interesting. Mind you, I haven't seen Inception since it came out, so I really don't remember. I just remember that was a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream.
That was everyone knows that's the purpose.
Yeah, but
you mean the movie about the dreams and the dreams?
Yeah,
and the dreams?
but like the actual storyline, I'm like, what? I don't know what the plot is. I didn't know all that. Yeah. I just found out right now.
Well, it's been great doing this again with you, Bonnie.
Yeah, it's been wonderful being back for a little bit. Missed ya.
Missed you too. With that, we're gonna head out. This is Aging Plug.
All right, and Black Bunny Bay was signing out. Ooh, signing out. Signing out. All right.
I don't want my hair green anymore.
Okay, what color are you gonna do? Black. All right. I guess you'll see him next video with all black.
Whatever color it is, it's gonna be black.
All right.
All right.
For
bye.
Sure. Bye.